Hi guys, welcome to my channel. It's your girl Liz here. Excuse my fan because you guys are probably going to be able to hear that, but it is so hot, like crazy hot. Like I'm literally melting from like the second that I woke up. Like that's how hot it's been, and I'm just like, why? Anyways, so today I have a story time for you guys, as you guys already know by the title, and you guys can already know where it's pretty much headed to. So let's just get right into it. I don't know when you guys started dating, but I I started dating when I was in third grade. So my first boyfriend was in third grade. Yeah, like what? Do not judge me, like don't come for me. I don't even know how old you are when you're like in third grade. I think you're like around maybe like 9 or 10. So yeah, I think you're around like that age. I could be wrong. I don't remember. I could be younger. I really don't know. So, yes, I dated my best friend's brother, which tragically, it just did not end right. Like you know, like every guy in my life, pretty much. Let's just, say it like that. So, he was basically the one that started it all. Because from there, it all went downhill from there. So, alright. So, my best friend and I how my best friend and I actually became best friends was that we lived in the same apartment building. I used to live in Orange County when I was in elementary school. I actually moved where I currently live now when I was ending fifth grade. So shout outs to the OC. So I lived there for a few years. Well, kind of basically like my whole elementary years. I lived in Orange County, Santa Ana. So I had already been living there for a while. Then my best friend moved to the apartment building. And we actually ended up being in the same class. Also, she was the daughter of like the people that were like not the people that owned the building, but like he basically, like if we needed something, like if the AC like was down or anything was wrong with like like our apartment, like he would be like the one to go fix it. So basically how we became friends was we ended up being in the same class, and I was the one that, well, no, it wasn't only me, it was like some my other friends. We basically like showed her like around the school and stuff like that, and ever since then we basically just became friends. And since we hanged out like almost every single day, like at school, like we had obviously school together, and we lived in the same apartment, so it was just like, we basically just became like really, really close friends. So here's the story of how I ended up dating her brother, which is so funny because there were three of them. My best friend, her brother, and then a younger sister. And her brother actually was in the same class as my sister, which he was a year older than us. Which was like so funny because like I ended up with my best friend, and then he was in the same class as my sister. Um, so I remember the first time that I ever went to her house, or to her apartment, was when it was her birthday. My sister and I were allowed to go because she was gonna have like a little party. Well, it was like the beginning of like her friendship and stuff, so really didn't have any friends, so it was basically just us and her family that I just went to her apartment. So I remember we were in her room, and they had like bunk beds. So my sister and I were sitting on the bottom bunk, and oh my god, like I was like kind of like a sassy girl back then, because like I would wear like heels. Like, don't come for me. Not like really, really high heels, but I had the shoes that I totally loved, and I would like wear them everywhere that we would go to a party. I don't know if you guys remember, it was like kind of like the wedges kind of thing, but it had like a hole in the middle. Like it had kind of like a design, and they were like wood from the bottom, and then like the top was like kind of like the denim. I don't know if I'm like I could find a picture of this. Like I don't think they even have them anymore. But I was wearing those shoes. I don't remember exactly what I was wearing, but I do remember those shoes because, well, my sister and I were sitting in the bed, and we were talking to my friend and her sister, and then her brother was just like acting all kinds of weird and like shy and, you know, whatever, like he didn't want to talk to us, you know, guy stuff, I guess, in like that time and age. I'm not even that old, but I don't know why I'm saying it like that. But anyways, so I remember that he was trying to put like a cord. Is that what it's? Yeah, like a cord through my shoes. So like when I would get up and walk, like I would trip. But obviously, like I felt it. Like you could, you know, I felt like something was like touching. I was like, oh my god. So I like, you know, I knew what was happening, but I didn't want to make like a big deal out of it. So I just like scud like my feet forward a little bit. So like I was able to see like my feet and making sure that he didn't do what he was trying to do. That kind of basically started like everything. So I believe like a few days later, my friend handed me a note while we were in class. And, you know, I was like, what is this? And she was like, just read it. Because we were like, we would sit like across from each other. And I was like, okay. So I basically read it, and it was from her brother saying that, you know, if I wanted to be his girlfriend. And, yeah, I said yes. It was like, I mean, the beginning was like, you know, peaches and what is it called? Like, what is that saying called? Roses, peaches, and flowers? No. I don't know what the fuck the saying is. Okay, anyways. We wouldn't like really talk. Well, cause like I wasn't obviously like allowed to date, because I was just like in 3rd grade. So we basically just had to keep it down low. The only people that knew that we were dating was just like my best friend. That's it. That I know of, because I didn't tell anybody. I didn't even tell my sister. But it was like between the 3 of us. So I really didn't go to her house, but she would often come to my house. But he would like never want to actually come inside my house. So we would like literally just talk. Like we would leave the door no, yeah, it was like the door open, and then we had like a window right next to it and the entrance, and we just leave that open, and my friend and I were inside, and he was like outside, and like, you know, just being a guy, whatever. And the way that we would actually talk to each other is like we would be sending notes to each other, like through my friends. So he would write to me, and then like I would write back to him. And then this is like the cutest thing ever. Like I was just like, I can't believe this actually happened to me. He ended up giving me a ring. So he like, obviously not like the big extravagant like expensive gift. It was like one of those like machine rings that you get, like I don't even know if I have any anymore, but it's like when you would put like a coin, like a quarter, and then a ring would come out. Yeah, like it was one of those. She actually gave it to me during class too. She's like, oh, here, like my brother got you something, and it was even still inside the little thing. And I opened it, and it was like just a silver ring that of course I wore. Like, hello. And it was just like the cutest thing ever. So now here's how everything ended up. So went downhill from there. So well, because like we were like basically keeping everything a secret. I still remember that one time I don't know whose birthday was it. I think it was my little brother's birthday. And they obviously came over, and in the apartment we had like a little balcony, and they were doing like the piñata and stuff like that, and I was like leaning towards the wall, and so was he. Like we were holding hands, but like over the wall, so like nobody could see. Like my hand was over it, and then he has over it, him and just holding hands. Till this day, I think that was like the cutest thing ever. So now, how it went downhill, I started to hear like rumors about him. So like in school, we could stay after school, like if we needed like help with homework and stuff like that, or like if our parents were not able to pick us up from school, like they had like teachers or like just assistants like outside in like the lunch area, and we could just like chill there and like do our homework and whatnot. So one time, or one of my friends came up to me and she told me, she's like, hey, I saw, you know, your boyfriend like flirting with another one of my friends. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, not in my book, like that's not happening. So I actually confronted my friend, which now that I think about it, it's like you should never confront the girl, like you should always confront the guy. So I confronted my friend and I was like, hey, you know, I heard that you, you know, were talking with, I'm not gonna say his name, my boyfriend, like, you know, what's up? Like, what's good? Like, hello, you know? And she was basically saying, like, no, like, I wasn't doing anything, I was just talking, but, you know, he was, like, you know, playing and whatever and acting like a fool. And I was like, okay, cool. And then another thing that he was doing, he actually, well, I don't know if this one was him or was my cousin, but so in the apartments that I lived in, I actually lived with my cousin and like my uncles and, you know, the whole family. So my cousin, she's 2 years older than me. I guess like one day like he came over and stuff, and I don't know, they were like acting like a little flirty with each other, and I was just like what's going on? And you guys, I was like freaking 8 or 10 years old, so I don't even know where all this drama came from, but apparently all this was happening, okay? So I was like really mad, like mostly, you know, towards my cousin, because I'm just like, you know, you're my cousin, like you're not even supposed to be doing that. Mostly like inviting him over and then just hanging out, you know, with him like in your room. Like I'm just like, yeah, you don't do that. So then finally we like broke up, and one of the reasons of like the reason that I remember was that he ended up liking one of my other friends, and my friend, you know, actually, you know, like went with him. So I was like, damn, the betrayal at its finest. So she was actually one of my closest friends too. We actually have the same name, so that's actually how we became friends, because we had like the same name. So you know, so when I heard about that, I was just like, damn, okay. But they didn't start dating till like maybe 2 years or a year after, because he was no longer going to the school. He actually had, so we were in 5th grade and he was in 6th grade. So we're in that area, elementary was just 5th grade, and then you would just go to middle school, and middle school started at 6th grade, 7th, 8th. And the way that I found out, like I didn't even know, but I mean, I don't know, it was kind of like, even though I was young, I kind of knew about like, you know, girl code, like you don't do that. So how I found out was that it was the day that they got out of school early, but we didn't. So I seen him with his friends, in like the fence, and then I saw my friend, you know, like talking to him. So, you know, like it was like right where the bell rang and we had to go back to class. Like I think we were at lunch or recess, I don't remember. I think it was lunch because it was already like already late in the day. So I confronted her ass. Like, oh, I don't know. I seriously don't even know what was going on when I was like that in that age. But I literally saw her, and instead of going to my class, well, we actually had to be in line, and then our teacher would like pick us up and go to class. Instead of going there, I literally went straight to my friend, and I was like, why are you talking to him? Like, you know, hello, the betrayal, like, come on. And then that's when she told me, she's like, oh, like, we're dating. I was just like, I was like so mad, so hurt, you guys. Like, you guys have no idea. It's like one of my best friends, you know, with my ex. It's like, what in the world? Like, I honestly still remember that day clearly, you guys, and how I actually felt. Like, I actually felt so bad and so like humiliated, you know, by like my friend that, you know, he's dating like a guy that I dated and that, you know, I actually liked. I was, you guys, I still was even like wearing that ring that he gave me. Like, I actually ended up wearing it for a few years, but not because of the meaning, but just because I liked it. But like after, I think it was like high school or something, like I just took it off. So right at like not too long after that, I actually moved. So, you know, my young self, I was like, you know, new place, new city, like who cares? I honestly forgot about everything. Like, I honestly did. Like, I feel like at the moment, like, it just hurt, but since I was like so young, like at the same time, I didn't understand like the feelings of what was going on. So, oh, my little bun is like falling out. Like, it was just like whatever. Like, it basically was whatever. So like, I mean, once I like kind of like when we moved, because it was kind of like I basically just started new. Like, we didn't, well, and it was like back in the day where, first of all, I was in elementary school and there was like no cell phones, at least that I remember that we could use. So there was like no social media, so I basically just like lost contact with them, and that was pretty much it. But I was like so hurt, you guys. I was so hurt by this little man. Like, really, you're gonna do me like that? So yeah, that is the story of dating my best friend's brother. Honestly, you guys, like, I don't think I will ever date any of my best friend's brothers again. Do you guys want to know these? Like, if you guys want to know how hot it is, like, this thing had ice. This water had ice. There's literally no ice left here. None whatsoever. It's a little cold, but there was ice in here. That's how hot it is. Now that I'm older, I'm just like, does that even count as dating? Like, is it like now somebody like I used to know? I don't even know. But yeah, like, let me know what you guys think about, you know, dating my best friend's brother. Don't ever think I'm ever gonna do that again. Even though, like, it's so funny because both of my best friends right now, they have brothers. But I'm just like, yeah, not happening. Like, we ain't messing with that. But like, that could get so messy. Like, I'm good. So yeah, you guys, I hope you guys enjoy this story. Let me know what you guys think about my story. Let me know if you guys have ever dated your best friend's brother and how it ended up. Like, once again, like, my friendship with, like, it didn't affect the friendship with my friend at all. It just basically, once I moved was, I mean, basically the end of our friendship. But yeah, I honestly, maybe like around high school, I wanted to, that's when like social media started popping. um I wanted to look for her, and I wanted to look for him and see, like, you know, where, like, what he looked like and where he was at, but I was actually never able to find them. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know, maybe they had like a different name or something, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about my story. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. You guys are amazing. I'll see you guys later.